G'day YouTube and welcome to today's Let's Play video. We're looking at the closed beta test of World of Warships by wargaming.net, the same guys who make World of Tanks. Now, as you can expect, there's quite a few similarities between the two games for anybody who has played World of Tanks. So it's an online multiplayer game where you control, surprisingly, a warship. And as you compete in battles, you gain experience and you can level up to more impressive classes of warships, but likewise you'll go up against more difficult enemies. The game, like World of Tanks, is free to play. However, it does use a premium subscription model where you can buy a premium monthly access and you get more experience so you can progress through the game faster. So what's in the closed beta at the moment? There's quite a bit of stuff actually. If we have a look at the technology tree, there are three armies, or three navies rather, Japan, USA and USSR. The USSR only has 2 ships at the moment, so we will expect to see that fleshed out more in the coming future. You have at the moment 3 trees, the 3 routes for each army. All of them have cruisers, which are sort of your generic middle ships. You have destroyers, which are very light and maneuverable and usually come armed with torpedoes. And on the American side we have aircraft carriers. And on the Japanese side they have cruisers, destroyers and battleships. So the way the game plays at the moment is when you have a battle it mixes nationalities up. So it means that you will have cruisers, battleships, destroyers and aircraft carriers all on the same team, but there'll be a mix of American and Japanese and possibly even Russian nationalities of people of those ships. So let's just have a look at the tech tree at the moment of the American side. So you start with this cruiser here, which is an Erie, which is a basic patrol boat, and you can see how beautiful the models are. They're really lovely. Then from that you go up onto more advanced cruisers. This is a Phoenix, so this is about 4 up the cruiser field. So cruisers are pretty maneuverable. They got quite a few guns on them. They're sort of that midway point between a battleship and a destroyer. If we check out the bottom, they actually, you can see they get quite nasty looking at the higher levels. This is sort of your real heavy cruiser territory. On the Japanese side we can have a quick look at some of the battleships. So this is one that I've got currently. This is a small battleship. It's quite fast. And they go all the way up to the top of the line. And as you can see it's pretty impressive ship. So one thing to notice is that in water warships, you know, a ship like this, it has so many guns on it. How do you actually control it? Well, you control just the main turrets. The auxiliary close range turrets and the anti-aircraft turrets, they're all AI controlled, so you don't have to worry about those. Well, you just control the main batteries. So the front and the back. Some people may like that, some people may not like that, but that's just the way they've chosen the game to go with. What it does mean is for a ship like this is that there are lots of small guns that you're controlling on this cruiser, so it will put down lots of smaller fire power, so shoot more accurate, shoot quite accurately, but very regularly. Whereas something like this battleship would shoot very infrequently because you're only controlling these main guns. But if it does hit, they're going to do a heck of a lot of damage. There's other cool things that they have put in the game. If you look at the rank level, as you level up, you unlock different upgrades, for instance. So I think it was at level 5 you unlock commanders, so each commander of each ship gains experience and can pick up skills, and then when you transfer that commander to a different ship, there's a potential that they'll be able to take those skills with them. You can fit upgrades to each ship's to improve them. I don't know what's at 7, 8 and beyond there, but you can can see there's quite a lot of ranks. It'll be really interesting to see how they progress. With each ship, if we have a look at the Phoenix here, you can buy upgrades for each ship as well. So the default ship that you start out with, in the case of the Phoenix, let's have to go to take the guns back to the older version before I can downgrade the hull. So if you look here, you see these side gun turret emplacements. If I change back to the older model, which is not as good, see they've suddenly, the ship completely changes between the first iteration, the 1917 version, and the 1924 version, so it had a major refit there. And that's the way the game works, is that each ship effectively is like two ships, because by the time you chuck in one or two major refits, you can gain a substantial increase in performance. Then if we see this 1938 refit as well, which further improved the artillery and the anti-aircraft guns. So let's jump in and have a quick game. There are two types of battles we can do. There is co-op battle, where a team of players fights against AI bots, or there's random battle, where it's players against players. We'll see if we can find somebody on random. So here we are, loading into the game. It's called New Dawn, it's a domination mission. We can see it's mostly tier 5, a couple of 6s, so there's only a few of us 4s in here, so I'm a little bit outclassed here, but we'll see how we go. There's a carrier on our side, but no carrier on the opposing team. Looks like they have more destroyers than we do though. 2 battleships, 3 battleships on their side, and 3 on ours. So here we go. This is the beginning of our battle. You see it's quite a pretty game. Lots of detail. No crew members though, which is you know, it's one of those things, it's a hard thing to implement well, and so I think instead of doing a half-assed job, they maybe deciding not to put it in. Not sure on that. You can see from the bottom right hand corner we've got a map, so there's 3 objective points, A, B and C. Here goes the rest of our team starting to move into position. Now one thing you notice very early on about World of Warships is it is not a lone wolf game. If you go charging in by yourself thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go and just, you know, capture all the points, then you're going to get nailed, because you'll run into a group of 3 or 4 enemy ships and you'll just get blown out of the water. So to navigate here, I've just pushed W to bring my speed up to full, and A and D let you steer to the left and right. Now you can see the cursor in the middle and all those little orange circles. That's my firing reticule, so I point to where I want to shoot, and each yellow circle is one of my gun turrets, and you'll be able to see as I turn around the ship that some of them will be moving to try and track to where my cursor is pointing, and every time they line up and they're armed and ready to fire, they turn green. Ooh. Somebody going straight in front of me. Okay, so we've got some enemies here, and we can push shift to jump to the firing view. We can zoom right in, get a nice lead on our opponent, and we can shoot using the left mouse button. And there we go, you can see we scored a hit. You can see all this cloud coming in. Some destroyers obviously using a smoke screen, and there's some red torpedo blocks coming in. Somebody shot a torpedo screen to try and stop us from turning in that way. And up ahead we can see there's a fighter squad and a dive bombing squadron as well. nasty hit on him and set him on fire. So you get quite
Our
cool
team has taken the lead.
ribbons for each time you manage to achieve something. And at the end of the day, it's the ribbons that will determine your score. Torpedoes are nasty. They're one of the few things that really scare big ships, and one of the reasons that the game actually is quite level down, because you can have a massive battleship, but it means you are going to be very vulnerable to torpedoes. Yeah, I know there's an island up ahead. Thank you. Try and get back inside the capture circle there. Oh, dive bomber squadron trying to drop a bomb on me, maybe. My anti-aircraft fire automatically lighting up.
Our team has taken the lead.
Okay, so we now have captured A and B, head for point C. The scores up at the top is it's the first team to 1,000. So we're doing pretty well, but not out of the woods. A bit fast for me.
Critical engine damage.
I'm gonna fire, so I need to activate my repair team.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Going toe-to-toe with a battleship when you're a cruiser is really not a good idea. The game does really have a... Oh, aircraft carrier. It does have a rock, paper, scissors mentality.
Unable to maneuver.
In that cruisers generally beat destroyers. And oh, my rudder's jammed. I'm going straight for the island. Cruisers generally beat destroyers. Battleships generally beat cruisers. Destroyers generally beat battleships, strange enough as they, mainly due to the fact that they can run in and attack with their torpedoes. Okay, so now I've managed to repair, fix that rudder.
Problem solved, sir.
So in terms of the repair teams, they don't repair hull damage, they can only repair system damage. Desperate to try and get away. They can be very effective at helping their teammates, but they also are very vulnerable to see now he's got all those torpedo squadrons. He'll be actively trying to kill everybody who's coming after him. And he's racing for his teammates there. Torpedoes that his fighters obviously launched. Just shut down before they got to it. This destroyer trying to cover for him, but gone.
Our victory is in sight.
Sunk an enemy aircraft carrier.
So the game's looking pretty much in our favour now. They've only got 2 battleships, a cruiser and destroyer left, whereas we've got 3 battleships, 4 cruisers and a destroyer. Just out of range. And one thing some people have commented about is the islands in the map. They said, oh, you know, when you're playing a naval battle, it's not realistic to have all these islands and stuff. But it actually makes the game far more interesting because there are maps where it's just ocean, and they are actually quite boring in comparison. So having the islands and sort of the fjords and stuff really just makes the game more interesting and adds a tactical depth to it. And there we go, we ticked over and obviously won on points. So at the end we can see we got some credits, some experience, some bonus experience that can be used on any ship. And there's our ribbons there. And so if we look at our ship, to go to the next ship we need 8,000 experience and 535,000 credits, and I've currently got 4,000 experience and 268,000 credits, so a little way off being able to afford the next cruiser. I do have a couple of commander points that I can now spend. Use the damage, make it quite tanky, improve my damage control. So that was World of Warships. I will do another video if people are interested, looking at specifically the aircraft carrier play and the battleship play, as they are a little bit different. Particularly the aircraft carrier, it's a very different system it uses. If you've got any questions, then please leave me a comment, or subscribe if you want to see any more early access videos. If you have an early access title that you'd like me to look at, then let me know, because I do play a lot of early access stuff, obviously, for my videos. So let me know and I'll look at whether I already play it or whether I am interested in picking it up and doing a video. Cool, thanks for watching.